I don't know if it's just about fashion. I think it's just about colonial mentality with the average Nigerian or African. I mean, we're ruled by these people, so we kind of like feel they're superior to us. You know, you walk into somewhere with an accent and people will give you, you know, 1 more second to talk than if you speak with a Nigerian accent. Or you're light-skinned or half-caste or white, and people would actually, you know, give you a chance more than if you're dark-skinned. I think it comes from that. And the sad thing is that it works. Hi, my name is Mai Atafo, fashion designer and bespoke tailor, and this is my cover. I've been in the industry now for going on 9 years full-time. But there was 3 years that I did this, but it was part-time because I had a full-time job then. Anyone can be a fashion designer in Nigeria. You don't need any permission, you don't need a certification. You don't even need a location to work from. You don't even need a tailor to be a fashion designer, and you'll be accepted as that. So people do not actually take this as a business and do it properly, where you have a proper business plan and you have it laid out and you get things you need to do the business. So that's the one side that I think is wrong in the way it is perceived. The other difficult thing is that, you know, because the industry is not so structured, you don't get access to capital that easily. Then you have the top things like, you know, infrastructure is really, really expensive. On the flip side, the running cost to do a business in Nigeria is ridiculous, because you know what the power situation is in Nigeria. It's really bad. So you have to be able to have enough capital to buy yourself alternative power sources, build a generator, then you have to run that again. And all this cost is on you. That's why the cost of production in Nigeria is pretty expensive. Again, you know, Nigerian customers are the most difficult customers in the world. They want couture, one-off pieces done for them only, and they want to pay anything for it. So trying to marry all that and run a business in this country, I tell you, good luck. The Nigerian fashion industry, we do have a fashion industry, a very big one and lucrative one. I think the key thing there is, do we have an organized fashion industry? And the answer is no. I think organized fashion industry is one whereby there are set down rules on how to engage within the industry. I mean, take for instance, I'll touch on a few points. I mean, Nigeria today, if you're bringing an international artist to do a show, you're going to pay some money to the copyrights to co-sign, and you probably pay to the I think it's the Nigerian Music Association or something, to the artist body, because you're bringing someone international to perform. But any Tom, Dick and Harry can just wake up tomorrow and do a fashion show in this country with no allegiance or alliance to any sort of standard. That's number one. Number two is that because we do not have a very structured environment, the money doesn't necessarily come to the most creative people, rather than comes to people that are using the back doors to do things. So bringing in second-hand clothes to sell, or bringing in very low quality stuff from other parts of the world to sell to Nigeria. I also think that if this was organized, we were able to generate to the country's GDP, and the government will see it as important. I don't think government actually does anything for fashion in this country, rather than use it for a source of entertainment and point of reference when it's doing very well. But when it comes to what are the programs out there to actually support fashion designers, they're not there. And don't get me started on the bank of industry and the $1 billion thing for fashion designers. That you can't actually get raw cash from that. You only get equipment. So there's almost no handouts or no grants to help fashion designers grow. I think that if you have an organized industry, this will be put in place by probably a council, and that will help project the best of what the country has to offer in terms of fashion. In terms of favoritism and nepotism in the industry, wow, does it exist? The funny thing is that a lot of things exist. And I think that I, for one, refuse to be boxed into that arena of people feeling that you have to be liked or be cool or be a certain, you know, have fancy drinks every Tuesday to be part of a certain kind of clique. And if you work hard, your work will speak for itself. And when they need to really celebrate the people that make the industry what it is, you will be celebrated, regardless of if you speak with a bougie accent or you do drinks on Tuesdays, cocktails on Wednesdays. Does it help you get ahead? It kind of helps you sort of, to be honest, if you're one of the cool kids in fashion, because I mean, you get a leg up in things. But I think the most important thing is, own your craft, work really, really hard, let your work speak for you. I know a few people that weren't liked, they weren't supported, but their work just kind of like spoke for them. And today, they're one of the biggest designers in this country. If you're aspiring and you're passionate about this thing called fashion in this country, that's only step one. Passion can only get you that far. You need to go and learn what it is to be an amazing fashion designer. I'm still learning. And once you learn the craft, then you have to think of how you're going to commercialize this thing. It's a business. I'm tired of hearing people saying, I love to put colors together. I want to be a fashion designer. Since I was small, I was making dresses for my dolls. I want to be a fashion designer. I don't think that's it. That's not good enough. I'm going to say I want to make money from this craft, and I can make some pieces that you've never seen before. And when you make that piece, people buy into that piece. That's the beginning of your story. It's like the music industry. All you need is your one hit. What you do after the one hit is not left to you. If you decide to flop afterwards, sad. If you decide to debut after your one hit, I don't know if it's just about fashion. I think it's just about colonial mentality with the average Nigerian or African. We're ruled by these people, so we kind of like feel they're superior to us. I say this and people are going to argue with me, but like, no, honestly, yeah. It's that thing whereby till tomorrow, you walk into somewhere with an accent and people will give you, one more second to talk than if you speak with a Nigerian accent, or you're light-skinned or half-caste or white, and people would actually, give you a chance more than if you're dark-skinned. I think it comes from that. And the sad thing is that it works. That's the sad part. Because no matter how many people wear my clothes here, I will rave about it. If one guy overseas wears it, it's a knockout. It does work. So, in my own thing, rather than disregard it and say, hey, it's like that, kind of like use it to your advantage. But on the flip side, it's quite sad, because I think that some industries have broken that. Like the music industry has totally broken that. No one cares about what's coming from overseas. We care more about what's coming out from here. Years ago, the radio station was more foreign than local. Now, we don't really care if you don't play 50 Cent or Jay-Z. As long as you're playing whiskey and Davido and techno, we are kind of cool. So can we flip that to fashion? Can we find out what they've done right and do it in fashion? Can we produce garments that are uniquely ours? And when I mean uniquely ours, please don't mention Ankara, please, okay? Please. When I mean uniquely ours, it's like there's just something about the garment that is really, us, African or Nigeria, use your expression, and the world hasn't seen it or do not understand that. But now, they like it so much, they are adapting to it and they want more of it. And we can sell this thing around the world and they can buy it. And once they do, we are just exporting our talent. In a nutshell, if you think that being one in the abroad is something that will make you sell more, then you use it to your advantage. But the core is let's get our game to the point whereby they look into us. And it doesn't have to be something, like I say, it doesn't have to be Ankara. I want to be the best suit tailor from Africa. So when they're talking about suits around the world, they'll say, yeah, there's this dude in Africa who cuts a damn good suit. It doesn't have to be Agbada. Also, Boateng, the first black guy on Savvy Row, he's Ghanaian. Yes, he grew up in London and everything, but he is Ghanaian. So it's not about where you're from, it's about what you do. I think that when people appreciate other international designers over the Nigerian designers and over and beyond that want to bully the designers into a cheaper price point, I think it's see finish. We understand what see finish means. I think it's see finish in this regard, and I think that's where the previous question kind of like makes sense, because at the end of the day, Michelle Obama is wearing Maki-O, and Lucy Liu is wearing Joe by Lisa, and someone else is wearing Larry da Silva Jai, and they're wearing it proudly overseas. I doubt that same Nigerian will come with the infantry and tell you, I want to buy yours cheaper, after buying something from overseas at a more expensive price. It feels like maybe at the end of the day, we have to stand the ground, because it's more from a cultural part where you kind of respect your client and you are saying auntie and uncle and stuff. If you stand firm on what you're doing, they'll come and they'll pay the price as long as it's quality. And I'll give a good example of Deola Sego. Everybody has roughly an idea how much those things cost. I don't think anybody tells her that, I'm not going to pay you that thing for the komole, I will pay you less. And she will actually stand in front of you and say, pay less. In as much as they comment as being snobbish and a bit this and that, maybe if you have to be snobbish to actually feed your family, then you have to be. In the words of Karl Lagerfeld, I may do commercial, but I don't fly commercial. That's rude, to be honest, but it is what it is. So if we as fashion designers are making the kind of money that makes us live next to, Macadenoga and in Banana Island, I doubt somebody will tell you, no, I'm going to pay you less than what you are worth for that garment. So we need to actually get the game right. Shame on those people that want to price us down. Shame on you. It's quite sad that we also go overseas to get our game to the highest level. You appreciate the game. We're doing as well as the guys internationally, but you don't want to pay more or pay the same or even pay slightly less. It's actually a big shame on you, and I'm going to make it my mantra this time around. I'm already doing that to some people. If you don't want to pay, you don't want to pay. You don't have to wear me. You go somewhere else. My name is Mai Atafo, fashion designer and bespoke tailor, and this is my cover. It's been an exciting time. I said something recently when I was at the Harvard Business School, and I think that's one thing I want to always leave with people. Don't always wait to change the narrative. Narrate the first place. That way you don't have to spend time trying to change the narrative. You only change the narrative because you didn't narrate in the first place. So just go ahead and narrate. Speak. Let them hear what you have to offer and what makes you you or makes us us.